Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TBL Thursday with your favorite Mexican. What is happening, my peeps? Welcome to another TBL Thursday. I am excited to be here with you. Thank you for joining me again on another super Thursday. Let's start off with some news and see what's going on this Thursday. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I would like to start in saying thank you for liking the past content. The shorts have been doing fabulously here on the channel. You seem to like those very much, and I am very excited to make those for you as well. So settle in, friends, and grab a drink, and let's talk about what's going on here on TBL. Where is everyone today? Drop it in the chat. What's the weather like? So far, we've been good. We've been good here. The weather's been nice. I don't have anything to complain about weather-wise. We had the snow down in the south during the winter, which was nice. And now it's traveling season for some individuals, especially coming into spring in the summer. They call that camping season. And it depends also when you like to camp, right? If you are a winter person, perhaps summer is not your cup of tea to start traveling. As for example, I have a family member that does not like the heat and does not like hot weather. Let me fix this. Thus, that would not be a good idea for that individual. So, friends, thank you for joining me on other TBL Thursday. Let's jump right in, right? Let's see what is going on today. I have a lot going on in here today, a couple of subjects that we are going to be talking about today. I know it looks all so exciting and weird and different, and right? So let's just go ahead and jump in. This is a travel channel, right? This is a travel channel. We all travel, we all camp, we like to go out and experience the world. I know I do. And there is so much to see out there, friends. I have been looking online. I have been looking at different places and have gotten some new ideas. I've had some individuals reach out with some new ideas, and I want to bring some of those to you, my travel individuals out here in the world. Let's start. Boop, 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 boop. Let me switch this over here. And let's start with travel sites, right? I don't know, like places. No, we don't want to remove that. Places that we would like to go to, right? Let me show you this, friends. This is what I am talking about. Look at this place, friends, right? I mean, look at these photos. It's, I don't know, you see something like that, you just want to know where it is and how to get there so you can go and look at it and experience it yourself, right? I mean, isn't it like one of the wonders of the world, right? Speaking of wonders of the world, is that a thing that you guys would be interested? What's in your wonders of the world? Places that you would like to visit? I'm interested in that because everybody is different. Some people like to visit the wonders of the world. Other people, I mean, some of us that like camping and that like the outdoors, like to go to places like this. And there are other individuals that are more city oriented and activity driven. It just depends on the individual and what you are searching for and the type of adventure, right? As of this type of adventure. And I found this online. Spring is coming up, friends. And since spring is coming up, it's travel season, as I was stating, is usually camping travel season, and there are a lot of companies out there already advertising for travel season for their goods and their services, etc. And I found some individuals that put these trips together for places like this. And the one that I found do specific trips for experiencing what it's like at base camp in Everest in Nepal, right? I mean, that's interesting, right? I thought that was interesting. I'm not a climber. I am an avid traveler. I'm a travel creator, that's for sure, and it sounds really interesting, and I'd be interested. Do you mind the bell? I would be interested to know, if you're not from there, just the regular questions that a regular traveler would have, such as me. As I looked at this, and my first question is, how would I even get there? And if I'm not from there, it seems so overwhelming at first. How would I even get there? What is it that I need? Who do I contact? Not to mention that I'm a tropical Mexican. I mean, what type of weather am I going to be looking at? Obviously, you're not going to be trying to trek Everest on jeans on a t-shirt, right? So there's obviously a lot of things to look into. But then again, some of these companies and make it seem like, oh, we'll just do everything and hop it in and we'll take you, we'll just go and it'll be fabulous. Which for sometimes individuals like me, that's exactly what you need, right? Because if you're not from Nepal, so to speak, I mean, how would you even go about finding something like that? It just seems, I don't know, at the beginning of the thought, a little overwhelming, especially with starting with the transportation, the lodging, the equipment, and everything else that comes into it. It can become a little overwhelming. But also on the same token, I mean, look at these views, friends. Can you imagine what it'd be like to see something like that? I was joking around with having a Mexican out there in the tundra, and I am tropical. I don't mind the cold, but I rather be. I'm tropical. I'm a tropical girl. I'm getting caught on my cables. I'm a tropical girl, so it would be a challenge for me to try to stay warm. And I don't know, I guess it would be a sight to see, right? A Mexican trekking Nepal in the frozen tundra. I think it'd be interesting. If anything, it'd be for comic relief, right, friends? Let me see if I can find you some more pictures on here. But and it just looks interesting, friends. I mean, what is the world out there for, anyways, if it's not out there to go and explore and see what is out there? And there's so much to see out there. Look at this, Kathmandu. And and friends, I am interested if you'd be interested on getting behind a hashtag, let's say hashtag frozen Mexican. If I get enough responses on this video, I'm serious, friends. I'm serious. If I get enough responses in this video, I might even put this whole trekking thing together, and you might actually see me out here trekking in Nepal with some tagline of a frozen Mexican in Nepal or something along the
missing Mexican in Nepal.
Yeah, missing Mexican in Nepal. But I would think it would be interesting, friends. And I was looking at this because of the aspect of, I had all those questions when I first started looking at these photos and looking at these companies of the how to. It's like, and what a great place to start if I was to do something like this, on like a how to, or how does a Mexican trek Nepal, right? From like start to finish, from getting, let's say, the ticket, from getting the gear to doing the entire video series. You know what I mean? Because it's so intricate. I think it just be so interested. And I'm not saying that because I'm the Mexican that wants to produce the show. I mean, I am a little biased because I am the Mexican that wants to produce the show. However, if it was another Mexican that was producing the show,
You're American.
I think I would be interested. I think I'd be interested on their travel, especially if you are not an avid climber like me, that you know where you're supposed to go, where the best climbs are, the type of gear that you're supposed to have, the type of weather that you're going to experience. That's not me. That's not me. You know what I experience? What I like to experience is luxury. I'm not kidding. But friends, I mean, seriously, this is the Blue Lane RV life, and we travel in a luxury RV. But we are not climbers. You know what I mean? This is not something that the RV community is used to. It would be someone that has summited Everest several times trying to finagle the connections in an RV. I mean, if I'm making sense,
Yeah.
right? It's two totally different things. So for somebody like me that doesn't know the first thing about trekking Everest and doesn't know the first thing about base camp and doesn't know the first thing about how to start a trip like this, I think it would be super interesting to start the series on the how to, because I would love to see something like that and just click on it and say, okay, if I was to do this, what do I need to do? And sit with my little notebook and start taking notes, right? Because there are some things when you travel that you don't think about until you get there, and then you look back, oh my God, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. And sometimes that can throw a monkey wrench in your travels. So if you could sit with a notebook, this is exactly what you need to do. Okay, we need to score the gear because the weather is going to be XYZ. Okay, all right, friends, come with me and let's go try out the gear, right? Sample out the gear, tell you what's going on, what is it that we need, have somebody that's a professional that knows what they're doing, that has been there to do the recommendations, right? For you to be able to purchase this equipment, because like me, I'm used to camping and luxury RVing and barbecuing and beaches, and that's a whole different animal than trekking Everest,
Yes, it is.
right? So it's a whole different animal. So I would definitely need the what is the word that I am looking for?
Expertise.
Yes, thank you. The expertise of someone to be able to guide me through, and not only guide me through, but in order for me to guide me through, so I could guide you through this series of this is exactly how to do it, but also make it in a simple way, because it seemed overwhelming for me. But they make it seem so simple. So if I could create something along those lines, it's trek Everest from let's go get the gear, and this is the type of transportation that we're looking for, these are the accommodations, these are the trek adventures, this is the do's and don'ts, this is what is available.
Don't do Everest at age 50 plus.
Billy said, don't do Everest at age 50 plus. And friends, it he brings up a valid point. He brings up a valid point. It's up to the individual and what type, the type of adventure that you are seeking, right? If I was to do this, I mean, I would love to take Bill with me, but I mean, bless his heart, poor Bill. He just had fusion surgery. I am not gonna throw a 50-pound backpack and bring him to Everest to trek base camp,
That's correct. You're not.
right? I mean, unless I'm planning on like not returning with him, but that's not the plan. I would, but I think it would be super interesting, friends. I don't know. I would, anyone that is seeing this live stream now, later, whenever, my lurkers, anyone else, drop me in the comments below. Have you ever been to Nepal? Have you ever done a trek similar to this? I'd be very interested. to know. I'd be very interested to know on what your thoughts are, where you went, what your recommendations are. Because that is something that I would like to do, but it can be a little intimidating, right? And if we had the how-to video, this is how you send a Mexican to Everest, it would be a most exciting series. And also, I mean, we all know, right? The travel industry is evolving, and there are some individuals that are shifting from just regular, I guess, beach vacations to exotic locations like this, like bucket list adventures, such as let's trek Everest, let's go swim with the whale sharks, let's go see the pyramids in Egypt, that type of vacation. And I think that is interesting because I would be interested in that type of travel. I mean, I like danger and adventure. Well, maybe not necessarily danger. Let me backtrack a little. Adventure. Let's just go with adventure, right? And also the luxury and the adventure travel market is growing. And if you're going to be choosing like a once in a lifetime experience, you want to be able to see like what you're getting, right? If I was to do this bucket list trip, like what exactly does that look like? And that's a whole different animal of picturing that in your head and gathering all the information, then having it in front of you. It's like, this is exactly what that looks like, right? And if you're not familiar with the industry, there are some things that you would not normally think of, that you would need an expert to be able to guide you through the process. Correct? I think it would be super interesting. And not to mention the power of my storytelling of the Mexican trekking in Nepal. That could be something within itself. But seriously, friends, seriously, I think it would be super interesting if I was to get to Nepal. We could definitely do a TBL in my kitchen episode. Find us some really, really delicious, good local recipes that we could recreate here in the channel and reproduce some of those local delicious flavors. And that is important, friends. That is important to a chef like me. I have to taste the food. You have to taste the food in order to replicate the flavor, right? Because sometimes when you go to a different country, the ingredients taste different than they do in your country. I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot with the Mexican Coke, Coca-Cola, y'all. There's a lot of individuals that swear that Mexican Coca-Cola has a lot more sugar and it tastes different than the Coca-Cola product in any other part of the world. Thus, I think it would be interesting to taste some of those dishes out there and study the flavors, where I would be able to bring those to the TBL kitchen.
Don't eat the food on the dishes.
And if you're interested in Nepalese food, you never know. Maybe on the next YouTube meetup or something along those lines, I could whip up some of those wonderful dishes that I discovered in TBL in my kitchen through my travels, and discover new flavors, right? Isn't that what travel is all about? To explore your horizons, broaden your opportunities, seek out new life and new civilizations and new worlds, and go where no Mexican has gone before.
They've been everywhere.
But you get my point, friends. You get my point. It would be super interesting, and I don't know, if I get enough responses, y'all hop into the bandwagon and you tell me what you think. And if you like it and you like the idea, this is something that you'd be interested in, I could put this together and let's all do it together. I will trek. I will trek Nepal for you and bring it to the masses and put the whole how to in a super easy way for you. All you have to do is just sit down and click on the video and you know exactly what you need to do in order to do this trek. I think that would be super interesting and helpful. And ideally, I would love to do two versions of that. I would love to do, let me get back to this screen. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I would love to do two versions of this trek. Number one, do a trek of like your regular backpacker, right? Let's like some of us, let's go on adventure. Like, I mean, like Bill said, don't take a 50 euro, but you know, like we're still youngin that we want to do a trek and we want to exercise a little and we want to hike and we want to experience right what Nepal has to offer, the hikes, the scenery, the culture. And also do the other side of that trip as like I said with our luxury RV channel, like do like the luxury side of a trip like that as for a special occasion, an anniversary, a bucket trip, a bucket list item for you that you want to do with somebody special or just for yourself, right? That you want to invest into this magnificent opportunity to see something that you had been wanting to see for a while and be able to show the luxury side of it, like having the best accommodations. Like if you really wanted to splurge and go and hang out and experience it, what would that be like? And show both of those to the audience because everybody's different. My grandpa always used to say he loves to go camping at the Holiday Inn with room service, right? So this is where it's coming from. There's people that want to go and do the trek and get out there and do the rugged, and there's some other individuals that want to do the Holiday Inn trek. So I would love to do both and bring it to the masses. Let me hop onto the comments. I'm just going blah 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 and not saying hello to the peeps. I thought I clicked off of you guys. I was so afraid. I thought I lost you. Don't ever leave me, friends. Don't ever leave me. Let's hop on to the comments over here. Marianne, what is happening, Marianne? Thank you. Welcome for coming. Welcome for coming. I'm losing my mind. Thank you for coming to TBL Thursday. PMP barbecue. What is happening?
Oh,
PMP, welcome to TBL Thursday. What is happening?
you still in there by any chance?
Negative. Marianne said you need to talk to travel agents. Yes, travel agents would definitely have to be included in this whole thing. Doing okay, hiding inside from our next snow. I heard that. I was watching. I don't like the glare on this. I'm sorry, friends. I was seeing that on the news that there's further snow to be coming to other parts of the country. Get some hot chocolate, Marianne, and just chill inside in some warm blankets. PMP, yeah, back home we got about 8 inches of snow. So I can't read today. So glad we went south for the winter. We had a blizzard earlier in the week, said Marianne. Wow. Y'all are like super frozen in the part of the country. Holy Toledo. PMP have always wanted to RV to Alaska for a month. Me too.
Done it.
Me too. I haven't RV'd in Alaska. Everybody swears by it, and some of our YouTube friends, Jarhead and Ginger's Journey, they just recently came back from Alaska not too long ago, and I have seen the pictures, friend, and they said it's just absolutely beautiful and just absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing, and you know what? That's rude. right? That is rude. Let's go ahead and silence mini me. Right? Why is it that people can't just seem to silence their telephones while we're doing something important? Like me with the notifications while I'm talking to you, friends. Right? Exactly. Now, I want to know, what are some of your bucket list ideas that you have for yourself? Do you have a bucket list item? Have you been to a bucket list place? Some place like Everest Base Camp that you saw and you said, "Oh my God, I have to do that," and pull the trigger and went all out and had the experience. Have you experienced something like that? If so, where? How did you do it? And how much did it cost? Right? I mean, that's important. That's another aspect that I would totally bring into this collaboration, Everest creation. How much would something like that be? How easy would it be for, right, us average RVers to, let's just pull the trigger, let's go trek Everest, right? How, what does that look like? That just looks interesting. And just for the things that could possibly happen throughout the making of the series, it would just be amazing, friends. From the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing experiences, the frozen Mexican in the tundra, everything. I think it would be super interesting. I mean, right? It's like, what would it take for TBL to make it to Everest? That could even be a whole video in itself. What would it take for TBL to go to Everest? And start from there. Let's get us some flight routes, right? Some I don't know. Do we need permits? That's something that I don't know about. Would I even need a permit to do that? Right? Trek planning, the travel, the logistics. And it is also, friends, if you're going to be traveling to Nepal, I'm in Texas. That's a long way. And it depends how you like to travel, right? If you want to travel coach, it's going to be a long flight, my friends. It'll get you there, but it depends on your back and your stamina and how you feel, and whether you can stand 12, 14, 16, 18-hour flights, right? Or, like I said, if you want to splurge a little and experience the other side of the trek and maybe travel like business class, a little bit more comfortable as an anniversary trip or romantic getaway, or a special trip with someone, to be able to experience that as well. On what would that look like, right? What would that look like if I didn't want to go coach and I didn't want to stay in a tent and I wanted to experience a little bit more? What would that be like? And I want to see that. I want to see that, especially in places that I travel. I absolutely love that. When I hop on the website or social media, or I've seen videos of the places or services or whatnot, and they have to, it's like, this is the options that you have, from bare bones to full blown luxury. Let me see what that looks like. And then, depending on my lifestyle, let me choose, right? And the type of adventure that I am seeking. Am I doing a trek with a bunch of friends? Then like I said, I want the more rugged adventure. Or am I going with my sweetheart over there to celebrate our anniversary and take in the scenery of a beautiful mountain? That's a whole different animal, right? But that is something that us travelers would like to know, especially in trips abroad in such exotic places.
You said broad.
Yeah, so he said broad. Such exotic places like Nepal. It could be a little intimidating. It could be a little challenging for some individuals that might not even pull the trigger on such a trip, because they feel intimidated. Is what is the language barrier going to be like? Am I going to be able to communicate? My transportation, what if I get lost? I mean, it's a number of questions that would have to be answered, that need to be answered. I want to answer those questions. I need answers. We need to go get those answers at Everest Base Camp, friends. So leave it in the comments below. Please send this Mexican to Everest.
You are not even going to climb Everest.
I am not claiming that I am going to climb Everest. By far, friends. No, let's not. Remember, when I'm speaking of base camp, Everest is just as a regular Joe, me as a traveler. Let me just go and check things out. I am by no means have the stamina nor the equipment nor the expertise nor anything of that nature to be attempting to climb a mountain, especially on my first rodeo, and especially a mountain with such magnitude and beauty and prestige as Everest. So, but I do want to take it in. Most definitely, I would like to check it out. I want to see what it's like to be in base camp. Maybe interview a couple of the climbers, right? Hey, what's it like to be up there? Hey, do you have a couple pictures? Hey, let me interview you and tell my viewers what it's like to be a mountain trekker, right? As opposed to us RVers out here. It's a whole different lifestyle and a whole different animal, and expose each other to different cultures and experiences. Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, isn't that what at least that's what this YouTube channel is all about, traveling and experiencing and bringing wonderful, amazing, engaging content to the masses. Why?
Because I got it.
Because I love you, friends. Because I love you, and it is because of you that this channel, it is what it is. And we all like travel, right? We all like travel. And how amazing would that be? So the question is, friends, should your favorite Mexican freeze in Nepal? Drop it down in the comments. I should probably even transfer this to social media and may even ask and put it to a poll in the community tab. Do you want to see a frozen Mexican? And also, would you watch this trek? Is this, like, if I was to create this series, is this something that you would be interested in? And also, forward this live stream to someone that if has been interested in this, so they can drop their 2 cents, and then we can put this whole thing together and see how this Mexican treks Everest. Oh, hold on here. Let's see here. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, 8 days. That's incredible. I don't. Can you all see me, friends? I'm having technical difficulties on here. Let me check on here. I do not want to be totally rude, but I want to make sure that y'all can still see me. It's a one-man show here, friends. I have no production assistants, just myself. And now I gotta watch my own commercial. Okay, here we go. All right. Yes, we're still good. I'm having some issues with my screen, but as long as you can see me, that is all that really matters. Marianne says my only trip is to my hometown with my family. But that's good, Marianne. Hometown trips with family, that's usually the best. There is no place like home and there is nothing like family. So you are truly blessed and you do have it all. Guess we lost her. She's back. Oh, PMP. See, I guess I'm glad I'm back. I don't know what is happening with this. Here we are. Okay. I'm just making sure I can still see me, and we'll worry about the technical difficulties at some other time. And friends, as I was speaking, that this channel is what it is because of you. Let's move right along. What time is it? I want to make sure that I am respectful of your time and that I am going through everything that we are going to be talking about today, friends. I'm not sure how to get this screen. Here we go. All right. Okay, friends, let's move along. And I want to talk about this with you because you, friends, are important. You are important. And yes, there's a big announcement, friends. There's a big announcement that this channel has to make. And I would get a drum roll, but I don't have the expertise or the technicals. Let's do it manually. Right? Here it is, friends. Here it is. We have reached 9,000 subscribers, wow. Friends. We have reached 9K. Nice. It has been unbelievable, friends. I'm even at a loss for words. But what I do want to say is absolutely, absolutely thank you. Never in my wildest dreams when we first began this channel years ago, struggling to get our first 5, 10, 15 subscribers, that over 9,000 people were going to subscribe to the channel and watch a crazy Mexican on YouTube. Who knew? Here we are. Yet here we are. So thank you, friends, for supporting this crazy Mexican on this YouTube channel. And of course, that's why. That really shows that I am your favorite Mexican, right? 9,000 views, friends. Thank you. Yes, subscribers. Thank you. 9,000 subscribers. Thank you, friends, for this absolutely amazing milestone. And I'm guessing with the 9K, there's got to be somebody interested of a frozen Mexican in Nepal. It has been incredible, friends. It has been an amazing experience. The channel has been growing phenomenally. Every time that I log in and check on the channel and answer your comments, I always get good news on the channel. And it is so incredible, friends. It is so incredible. Along with this, we just recently also celebrated 300,000 views. That's over 250,000. That took me a little while for it to sink in.
How many years have we been
that over 250,000 people have watched the channel. Like, wow, it's like, that's amazing, right? I mean, that shows that I have some kind of audience. At least 300K, right? But seriously, all kidding aside, friends, I am humbled, I am amazed, I am grateful, I am surprised, I am thankful of how this channel is growing and allowing us to connect around the world and make new friends and experience new experiences, as redundant as that sounds, and to be able to experience the world in a new way through YouTube, right? Another one, friends. Let's just go ahead, since we are on the celebrating mood with our 9,000 subscribers and our 300,000 views. Oh my gosh, it's even weird for me to say it. 300,000 views. Thank you, friends. Thank you. And thank you. Take this opportunity for all of my friends around the world that watch the channel. I am still surprised, and it is unbelievable on the market for TBL. Every time that I open the analytics, right now, India, who would have known? India is one of our big markets here on TBL. We have over 20% of our content that is being consumed in India. So we are definitely resonating in the market in India and in the area where we want to visit. So I think that would be interesting, right? Can you imagine how weird that would be if I was to trek Nepal and somebody recognized me? It's like, aren't you that crazy Mexican? Every morning, who's asking? That type of thing. Moving along. And along with that, friends, look at these numbers right here. Look at these numbers. Let me move. That is 25,900 views that the channel receives every 90 days. I know, friends. I had to reread it. I had to reread it myself. It was 25,900 views every 90 days that comes to the channel. So y'all like me. or we all just want to jump on in the bandwagon to see this train wreck, right? Let's go. Let's all go into this train wreck. And look at this. It was 50% more than the last 90 days, friends. It's so growing by 50%. That is phenomenal. It's like that is phenomenal growth, right? I just I I have to take a minute to take it all in all seriousness and be grateful. And I might sound redundant, and I say it all the time, and I will never get tired of saying it, but thank you for supporting the channel, for being here on Thursdays, for liking the shorts, for supporting the content, because these analytics are because of you. Your favorite Mexican is on because you like her.
They like me.
They really like me. And I guess you'd kind of have to, right? I mean, if you're giving me over 25,000 views every 90 days, that's friends. I am so grateful. And we're not even done yet, friends. We are not even done yet with the shiny analytics here. And I'm gonna give all the credit here to all of you,
Me.
my wonderful viewers and subscribers and supporters and our audience and all of you out there that have allowed us in your house, in your living room, in your tablet, in your computer, in your life, and allowed us to spend some time with you and giving me some of your precious time to spend with me. I take that very seriously. And I love you for that. And I am grateful for that. And in return, I want to give you great content and great adventures and some craziness and everything else that comes with this channel. And friends, look at this. We have grown by 895 subscribers in 90 days. I'm telling you, friends, there's been some times that I have to go back and look at it and re-look at it and look at it. It's like, are you sure? Like, wait a minute. Like this, it's just incredible. 895 subscribers in 90 days. And right there, the analytics are showing 146% more than in the last 90 days. And that is phenomenal growth. I mean, it's almost miraculous, right? I mean, I am so grateful for that. All of us YouTubers out there, all of us content creators, all of us that spend a lot of time putting our content together and not spending time with our families because we're editing videos or shooting content or doing things to post it out there in hopes that it might resonate with the audience and that it is something that they like. And to be able to see something like this, it's very rewarding. And I am very glad to see that you are enjoying the content and that it's something that you do enjoy, and that brings me joy and happiness. And I told you before, friends, this I want to grow this channel to further kindness and humanity and to do something good with myself, with this planet, with life. I mean, we have this platform, right? Let's use it for good. Let's use it for good. Let's make some friends, create new relationships, broaden our horizons, create new experiences. Let's join in. Congratulations, says PNP. Thank you, PNP. I am very grateful. I am super beyond excited. I am beyond excited. And like I said, sometimes when I look at those numbers, I am just so surprised and humbled at the response that the channel has received. It has been absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. What time is it? All right, we are moving right along. So yes, friends, thank you. Absolutely, thank you for supporting the channel and this endeavor. Moving along. Anyone that is wondering, where is Nepal? Right there. There it is. There it is. But seriously, friends, look how far this is if you happen to be in Texas like I am, right? If you're in Texas, this is basically going all the way around the world. But look, there is India. I would love to spend some time with my Indian friends. I love Indian. I love the Indian culture. I love the food. And not to mention that part of our family is also Indian. So, and like I said, 20% of our market is in India, which is right next to Nepal. I think, I don't know, any of my Indian friends, are there any of my viewers out there that watch us in India or around the world? Would you be interested in seeing me coming out to Nepal and checking out the sites and making new friends? Can you imagine, friends? We could be doing the live stream from Nepal. Now, the question is, the only thing that I am afraid of is that I would find some sort of cute animal that I'm going to want to bring back home, and that's not going to be possible. That's a concern. It is a legitimate concern for me, especially if they're very cute. But I'm sure we could probably find some place, right, where we could find some local animals that we could pet. I don't think that could be a problem, right? I don't think that could be a problem. So, what do you think, friends? Are we going to Nepal? I want to go. I think that would be super fun. And I say that now. I say that now, but we could all see, right? I mean, we could all see by the time that I get there, it could be a whole different animal. I could be sitting there with my camera going, shivering, like this was a bad idea. Or I could be sitting there with my Mexican hot chocolate going, hey, if you get the good gear, then you don't have to worry about being frozen, right? You don't have to worry about being frozen. And I started checking around just to see what it would be like to go to Nepal. I started checking out prices, and it depends how you want to fly. There are some flights that are more affordable than others. Like I said, there's depends on which end of the spectrum you want to go. You want to go coach or you want to go something more comfy like business class, depending on your back, your ability to sit for a long time. As like for Bill, for example, I don't think I could make him sit on a flight for, I mean, more than 2 hours, honestly. And 2 hours might even be pushing it for his back. For somebody like Bill, we would probably have to fly something like business class, that it would be more comfy, that he's got more room where you can lay down, that it's more of a comfortable experience, as if I was going with my brothers, that hey, let's just go on a trek and have fun and just hang out and coach. That's a different experience. And there were two ways that I found. Apparently, you have to fly to Kathmandu, which I didn't know, which was another thing that I learned. See, that's why you have to look at these things, because that's not something that I knew, right? That's something that I recently found out. Oh, God's sake. You do have to fly to Kathmandu. And for those of us that have never been to Kathmandu, it's like, how do you even get there, right? How do you get to Kathmandu?
Well,
As it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, I myself, I would like to fly the more comfier route in the business class, because I just do. I just do. And I found a hack. It is totally easier and doable flying from where I am in Texas straight onto Dubai, and then catching a flight from Dubai to Kathmandu. And through this company, I was actually very surprised that a business class ticket from Texas to Dubai is not an exorbitant amount of money. And I'm talking about exorbitant amount of money as of like in the 20K range, 10, 20K range for a business class ticket
that's ridiculous.
for across the world. Thus, it is doable. It is doable. And
Not for me.
I mean, if I wasn't, let's say, looking at it, somebody that didn't know, they could go ahead and pay the 10 grand for the business class instead of like mine, the how to. Check this out. I found this business class straight from here to Dubai for 3K. And then I caught me a regular flight from Dubai to Kathmandu for like $200. And my whole trek was like less than 5K. I mean, you're saving 5K right there. That could be almost your entire trip. So that makes a difference to me. Fairy Does. Hey Nancy, good to see you. Hey Fairy Does, welcome to TBL Thursday. I am so happy that you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking about sending this crazy Mexican to Everest. We're discussing about maybe trekking Nepal and freezing my butt off. And just, I don't know, wondering what that would be like, right? For your travelers, what does that entail? What does that trip look like? Nancy Drew, because you are amazing. Oh, thank you, Nancy Drew. You're just the sweetest. I just love you to pieces. I love all of you to pieces.
Oh, Nancy Drew.
You are all my besties. You are. You are all my besties. You are all of my besties. And I love you so much. What time? Oh, we're almost running out of time here, friends. We're almost running out of time here. I'm just dilly-dallying, and let's go ahead and move along, right? Let's go ahead and move along. So since we're talking about travel here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, right? I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I'm looking to do a trip really soon where I actually do have to take a flight.
To Everest.
And to Everest and beyond. No, that's afterwards. Maybe if Emirates wants to send me or something. I don't know. Qatar Air. I don't know. I don't know. Any airlines out there? Would you like to send me to Everest?
Yeah. One way, please.
I already have a trekking company in mind that would totally hook up TBL to do this entire trek, and we just need to get the flights, accommodations, some spending money, and some gear. But friends, this recent trip, I'm an avid traveler, right? With Bill and I are full-time travelers. This is what this channel is full-time travel. So this family member contacted me and told me, hey, I need to travel. I want you to make arrangements for me. Let's pull the trigger. Okay. It had been a hot minute since I took a flight. Well, maybe, I don't know, about a year. But this is going to be a longer flight. I don't want to disclose the location yet because it's a secret for now.
She used to fly to see me.
But as I was booking the flight, friends, yes, this is going to be a customer service rant. Get ready, get ready. Because even where's Mo Bang for your bucks? He likes this. He didn't even show up today. I am checking out to pay for the flight, right? And this is a flight that it's a long way, correct? Thus, it's obvious you're going to need luggage. And as soon as you start adding the luggage, the luggage costs almost as much as the ticket, if not at least 30 to 40% of the ticket. That is, I don't know, friends. You tell me if I'm being dramatic. You tell me if I'm being dramatic. But if you're purchasing, right? I mean, I'm just common sense Joe here, right? Common sense Joe. If I'm going to take a flight that is a long way away to go see somebody, I'm not just going to go with the clothes I'm wearing.
You're gonna pay me for the package.
For like 2 weeks trip, right? You're going to take luggage, correct? I mean, it's common sense. Or I mean, is that not jiving? Is that, am I wrong in that you're going to have to take some kind of luggage? Okay.
They're gonna charge you.
Now, the airlines decided that they want to start charging for everything: the personal item, the carry-on, and the luggage. And remember, friends, long time ago, when I used to travel international, when you purchased a ticket on an international flight, you would get a free carry-on, and it depends on the airline. Sometimes you would even get like the big luggage for free or included with your ticket. I mean, not free, I mean, you pay for it, but you know what I mean, included in the ticket for an international flight. And that is no longer the case. And we are talking about $40, $50 for like your little backpack. And for me as a YouTuber, that's where I carry my equipment, right? I have my GoPro in there, my light, my microphone, I mean, everything in there. I have to have that with me. There's no way I'm going to put that under the plane to get, you know what I mean? No. So that's 45, $50 right there. You got a carry-on, that's another 45, $50 right there. You want to have a bigger luggage, that's over $100 right there. That's 200, almost $200 for luggage.
Discriminating against women.
How? I don't know. If that doesn't make sense to me, friends. And to add insult to injury, that is not enough. That you have to pay for the personal item that carry on, and you also have to pay for the big luggage. They also want to charge you if you want to eat food. They want to charge you if you want to pick your seat. They want to charge you if you want to upgrade. They want to charge.
If you're fat,
Like, holy Toledo.
you pay for 2 seats now.
I mean, it just sounds to me as if you're going to a restaurant and I want to order chicken soup. And in the menu it says chicken soup, $20, right? Chicken soup. Common sense is chicken soup, right? Comes chicken, water, and maybe some vegetables, bare bones, but that's chicken soup, right?
But if you want a bowl,
That's what is the intention is that you get with chicken soup. Now, you order the chicken soup, and then the waiter comes to take your order, and then the restaurant, after you pay for the chicken soup, they just give you the bowl. Then they want to charge you if you want chicken. Oh, because if you want breast, that's extra, because you're just going to get like a chicken foot. right? Because if you want to upgrade to like a wing or a thigh, now if you want like a chicken breast, then that's extra to add chicken. Now if you want to add vegetables, that's extra. And then if you want the water, that's going to be extra plus the fixins plus. Are you selling chicken soup or are you not? Right? I mean, I'm chicken soup, chicken soup, chicken and soup, right? Flying, I am flying, I am going somewhere, I am going to need something to wear. Granted, okay, I might not need a gazillion outfits and a super huge luggage, but at least the carry on as a courtesy to the customer that is paying already exorbitant amounts of money to fly. And not to mention that some airlines have had issues with customer service and who knows what else. Fairy does. Please say hello to Bill. He's sitting right over there
Hello,
in the
Fairy Dust.
dark. He's saying hello, Fairy Dust. Would you go with a group for would you go with a group for like a tour? Nancy, actually this tour company that I was speaking with, they do it all. They can do it by yourself, they can do it with your significant other, or they could do it with a group of people. If I was to make this happen, it would probably just be this crazy Mexican by herself, and I would be bringing somebody with me to assist me with equipment, with luggage, with the whole production, with everything that I am going to be doing. One has to win a trip to fly out of the country. No way for me. It adds up. Yeah, it could, fairy dust. It sure does. It sure does. You're right. They should expect a couple of suitcases at least. It's ridiculous. And you know what gets me? Am I the only one that is complaining about this? Or has somebody complained and they just don't care? Or at what point did someone sit down and said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's sell chicken soup to the customer, and by the time that they sit down and eat the chicken soup, we'll charge them for the chicken and we'll charge them for the water and we'll charge them to pick their seat? No, friends, no. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. I understand it all boils down to the almighty dollar, but at least a carry on, at least a carry on where you'll be able to take some sort of clothing. It just doesn't make any common sense to me that you're actually flying somewhere and taking a trip and you're not taking anything with you. I mean, who takes a trip and doesn't take anything with them? Except that the clothes that they're wearing, unless you're going to work or you're just going on a back and forth daily trip. It doesn't make any sense. Especially these individuals that are in the travel industry. They should know. They should know better than that. That's just my 2 cents, friends. That's just my 2 cents. As for a seat out in the wing, it might be less expensive. With extra turbulence, you never know. You never know. That's true. Look at that. And yeah, the turbulence sometimes it can get you. It can be quite scary depending on who the flyer is and how you feel about that sort of thing. We are running out of time, friends, here. And we are going to talk about this, friends. This is not the one, this is just stock footage, but it made me bring it up because out here in Texas, there is an RV park. And sadly, I read in the news that not too long ago, an RVer perished in a fire due to a propane malfunction. And that's just always sad when you hear something like that happen to a fellow RVer in the lifestyle, right? It's scary. It's just overall sad, and it can be scary. And also, I mean, propane tanks can be dangerous, I guess, to some degree if you don't know what you're doing or how to set them up. You have to have some sort of safety to be able to know what you are doing and to be safe. There he does. My mom, she went to Alabama to visit my brother, sent her clothes by mail ahead so she didn't have to worry about luggage. That's a good idea, Fairy does. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. If it is not a lot. I wonder how much that would be to send like luggage to Nepal, because if it's like less than the hundred and something times however many luggage you're going to take, that might even be worth it. That might just that might just even be worth it. So friends, this individual and the propane tanks, it just made me think about all of us here in the RV community that we all swap our propane tanks and sometimes we don't think anything of it, right? But just to bring it back a little, just to revisit, not to get lackadaisical or to get complacent with the safety of your RV, because sometimes accidents can happen and it can be from a small one to a very significant one. So I just want to share a couple tips with you with your propane tanks to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. And we need to make sure that you check for your regular leaks on your tanks. They usually have this soapy water thing that you can put on the line and on the fitting that can tell you whether you have a leak or not, or you can just use your nose. Sometimes I do that if I'm outside walking the dog. Sometimes I just open a thing and stick my head in there and smell and see if I catch a whiff. Sometimes you never know. With If it gets pretty windy, the RV can shake from side to side, and with the vibration, you can have a loose contact. It's just for safety reasons. Just make sure that you check whenever you have a chance. If you're outside, go out there and have a look. Make sure that you have your proper ventilation and keeping your airflow where your propane tanks are, in case that you do have a leak or there's something going on, that the air is not hermetically sealed, so to speak, and inside a bay or something along those lines where that could be a hazard. And there are also some individuals that turn off their propane while they are traveling. That is a personal and that is a personal one that's been a divider in the RV community. There's been some that keep them on, and there are other individuals that they just say we'll just go ahead and turn it off. So that's, I will leave that one up to you. Do your due diligence on your safety. Look at your specs on your RV, what the manufacturer specifications say for safety, and make your own educated, informed decision on whether you want to travel with your propane tanks open or closed. And also install and maintain your detectors, friends. That is another tip. Install and maintain your detectors and check them regularly, because I will tell you one incident. I was cleaning the RV and I leaned over the stove, and with my tummy I pushed the burner knob and sort of turned it a little bit, and some of the propane escaped. I had no idea until my sensor started going off that it smelled gas, and that could have saved thousands. And if you have pets, it can be a lifesaver, because propane gas is heavier. You don't want that to sink, and I mean, your poor little pets are out on the bottom of the RV. So make sure that you install and maintain your detectors, and make sure that you check them. Like I said, check them regularly. Have your checklist, or once a month or once every travel day. Make sure that you check it to make sure that it's functional and that it's working. And one of the last tips, and not least, is know your emergency procedures and keep a fire extinguisher or several fire extinguishers in the RV. And also, do your homework on your fire extinguishers, friends. I don't know if you know this, but there are some fire extinguishers that are specific to specific fires. There's a fire extinguisher for electrical fires. There's a fire extinguisher for regular fires. There's a fire extinguisher for chemical fires. So do your homework in your RV. What do you have in there? Do you need an extinguisher for electrical? Do you need an extinguisher for what is it that you need inside your RV? And if you have a big rig like Bill and I do, the 42 foot, it might be a good idea to maybe at least keep one in the front of the rig and one in the back of the rig just in case. And again, know your emergency procedures. If you're living with someone in the RV, just jot up a small plan. What are we going to do if the house catches on fire? So that way, if an emergency does arise, that you are not running around like a chicken with your head cut off in the middle of an emergency. Assess, adapt, and overcome. Friends, know your emergency plan so you know what you need to do, and it'll give you peace of mind. It'll give you peace of mind. Have your emergency numbers, have a plan. So I guess, again, friends, let's go back over the safety tips because it's important. Check for regular leaks for your propane. Make sure that you have your proper ventilation. And you can either turn off your propane tanks when you are traveling, install and maintain your detectors, and know your emergency procedures, and have a fire extinguisher, friends. Important. I care about you. I care about you. I don't want anything to happen to you. So keep those safety tips in mind. You dig? You dig? I care about you, friends. I care about you, and I don't want anything to happen to you. So keep those safety tips in mind. Keep your emergency plan and check your propane tanks, y'all. Look at this, Johnny Lightning. Hey, all late tonight. Live keeps getting in the way, right? How you doing, Johnny Lightning? I was about to sign off here in just a little bit. We was just discussing. Just because it's you, Johnny Lightning, I'm gonna catch you up. Just because we love you. We were discussing that this crazy Mexican wants to go and trek Nepal. For real, for real. I don't know if you were able to catch that last tidbit of the conversation before you hopped into the live. I found some companies that have reached out to TBL, and I don't know, maybe do a collaboration. But since it's such a big trek, I'm trying to get the feel out here for the audience here. You, my friends, what do you want to see? Because you're important. This is for you. Do you want to see me out there? So Johnny, I am asking individuals out there if they would like to see me go on this trek and put this whole collaboration together and bring it to the masses and see what that would look like, since this is a travel channel. We was also discussing the ridiculous prices of the airlines if we was to travel to Nepal, so to speak. I would definitely need a big luggage because this is cold climate, right? And depending on the trek that I'm going to be doing, if I'm doing the rugged trek, I'm going to be needing my tent and some camping stuff. If I'm doing that, that's going to cost some money to put with the gear, right? Plus, as a content creator, that's going to be an additional luggage for camera gear, for lights, for a drone, for everything that I carry as a content creator to bring great content to the masses. Plus, not to mention additional clothing, additional extras. It can get up there, but it would be fun nonetheless. It would be fun nonetheless. At least I think so. Yes, I would love to see you go to the go to Nepal. Can you take me along? I don't know, Johnny. Would you like to go to Nepal? I don't know if I could square this whole thing together. We could get a couple of YouTube channels if anybody's interested to go hop on this trek and maybe add you in there once I get this whole thing priced together and figure out exactly how we would put this thing together. But you will most definitely be welcome to come along on a trek. It'll be Johnny Lightning and TBL freezing in Nepal. Nice, quiet Nepal. Or we could just be having a jolly old time, drinking hot chocolate, taking in the sights of this fabulous mountain, and taking in the culture and the food and making new friends. It could be amazeballs. It could be amazeballs. And with that said, friends, thank you so much for watching this channel. Thank you to all of my friends that watch me around the world. Thank you to my friends in India, to everyone else that sees us globally. It is absolutely amazing. I am super humbled and grateful. And thank you for showing up on Thursday. Don't forget to tune into your favorite Mexican for next Thursday, friends. And with that said, hashtag frozen Mexican. Leave me in the comments below if you want to see me trek and freeze my butt off in Nepal, and let me know what you would like to see. If I was to go to Nepal, what would you be interested in seeing? The sights, the food, the culture? Let me know, because this trip would be for you. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to check and make sure that your notifications bell is activated so you know when this crazy Mexican is going to freeze in Nepal. And with that said, friends, thank you so much. Your humble Mexican, and we will see you next Thursday. I love you, friends. I love you, friends. Be excellent to each other and love your neighbor.